Good afternoon and welcome to Sugden Road for the next game in the EHL Premier Division, the top 6 clash between Surbiton and Oxted. Surbiton yesterday took the trip up to Paddington Rec and played Hampstead and Westminster, running out 4-1 winners. Oxted didn't have a game yesterday. They played on Thursday night in a rearranged game just down the road from here at Rains Park High School against Wimbledon, where Wimbledon came away as 6-1 victors. And the results from yesterday's game actually mean that Surbiton are already assured of finishing top at the end of Phase 2, which means that they will pick up the second England hockey qualifying spot for next year's Euro Hockey Championships. So Surbiton will be looking to maintain their record. So far on 39 points, played 13, won 13. And this will all be about keeping the momentum going in their run-up to this year's Euro Hockey Championships, which are taking place in Den Bosch in Holland over the Easter weekend. Nick Banderak just running out onto the pitch. Unable to keep his record going yesterday of scoring in every game so far, every league game so far for Surbiton. Pitch just being cleared and the ball patrol getting ready to come out. It's a nice afternoon, nice spring afternoon here at Sugden Road. I've got another game later on this afternoon for you at 4:30, where Surbiton women's first team will be playing Reading. Reading, the team that beat them in the championship final last year. So Reading will soon be off to those EHL championships in Den Bosch. Match ball just being delivered. Jake Payton, who picked up a hat-trick against Wimbledon last Saturday, is going to push back. A lot of that Surbiton team have been on World Cup qualifying duty out in Egypt recently. Johnny Gall, Connor Williamson carrying the ball forward. Surbiton will be looking to make a fast start. And Callan's aerial just goes harmlessly out of play. Playing the ball forward. Connor Williamson just pushing the ball out there onto that right-hand side. Jake Payton picking the ball up, but just unable to connect. Nick Banderak keeping the ball in. Tim Nurse driving into the circle. It's a fast start from Surbiton. Great save from Oxted, but can't keep the rebound out. Very quick start there from Surbiton. We'll get confirmation of the goal scorer. It looked as though the ball was played across by Nick Nurse and Tim Nurse, and he may well have picked up that rebound. We'll get confirmation for you. Opportunity for Oxted to have the ball in the Surbiton half for the first time. Tom Finnegan out on that left-hand side. Deflected off the Surbiton stick. Sideline. Tom Finnegan seeing the ball on this left-hand side for Oxted, trying to make something happen. Ball gone out of play. Quick ball forward there from Jake Payton to Nick Banderak. It's good to see Luke Taylor and Nick Nurse back in the Surbiton squad today. Both had long-term injuries, neither took part in the first phase of games up until Christmas, but both have reintegrated themselves by playing in the second 11 for a number of weeks. David Goodfield to Tommy Austin. Tommy Austin, who been playing for Scotland in those World Cup qualifiers. Unfortunately, Scotland didn't manage to get through. Wales did. Nick Park using his pace. Tom Finnegan kept his eye on the ball there and stole it. Chance for Oxted to come away. Leave the ball. Surbiton wanting to play forward quickly. Nick White just spotting the infringement there and giving the free hit to Oxted. Field and Park linking on that right-hand side. Change of angle there. Williamson on the ball. Oxted having to cover a lot of ground to keep the shape. And the ball found its way through there. Penalty corner. I think Jake Payton was looking to maybe keep a bit of advantage there. Nick White given the penalty corner. So Barry Middleton just calling out the routine. Will Calnan going over to inject. It's like Taylor and Rushmere in position. Comes Luke Taylor. Well saved by the goalie, but it's again a good save. Two good saves. Superb play in goal there by Oxted. Oxford's goalie really keeping those 2 or 3 chances out, stopping Surbiton extending their lead. Charlie Axford driving forward. Back to Axford into the D. And scores a great equaliser. Charlie Axford, whose sister Maddie plays for Surbiton, missed the game against Wimbledon on Thursday, but showing his undoubted skill driving through. It just shows how important that those saves from Oxted were. The Oxted keeper were. Game's now tied up at 1-1. Kicked clear by so the lead there by Oxford's number 28, Rory Wallace. He's the younger brother of Zach Wallace, who's the England and GB hockey captain. So Rory Wallace playing for Oxted today. Nick White, the umpire at this end, changing the call. Axford again with a backhand shot. Johnny Gall to James Gall, quickly through the lines, ball out onto that left-hand side. The Surbiton sideline. So just under 5 minutes to go in this first period. Again, Surbiton unable to connect in the last third of the pitch. Owen Williamson looking to take the hit, get the ball back into play. Carrying forward. Tim Nurse in that corner, staying calm, throws the aerial out to Jake Payton. Tim Nurse with the vision there, trying to link up with Nick Banderak. He'd got himself free at the top of the circle. Banderak just unable to control it on that occasion. Tommy Austin. James Gore with the aerial pass. And then we've got a penalty corner. So Oxted's keeper made 2 or 3 really good saves the last time Surbiton had a penalty corner. It's going to be Tim Nurse to inject this time. We've got Williamson and Banderak waiting at the top of the circle. The initial shot from Nick Banderak kept out, but the rebound falls kindly to him. He makes no mistake putting it into the bottom left-hand corner. And another goal for Nick Banderak. That's the 13th game he's scored in this season. Only failed to score yesterday at Hampstead and Westminster. So Surbiton restore their advantage, 2-1, as we approach the end of this first quarter. And there we have it, the end of the first quarter. Surbiton leading 2-1. There's quite a good crowd down here at Sugden Road today. We've got a junior festival on, so some of the youngsters getting a chance to watch this Premier League game. Also later on this afternoon, Surbiton women will be taking on Reading. So a lot of those players are already here watching the game as well. The teams get back into their huddle. Chance for the coaching teams to get some points across, make some changes. Surbiton, who came out of the at the start of the game very, very quickly and imposed themselves on the game. But Oxted grew into the game. Got the equaliser through Charlie Axford, and we're looking dangerous. Oxted keeper kept them in the game on a number of occasions. But then just before the end of that first quarter, a goal from Nick Banderak, Surbiton's number 23, restored the 2-1 lead. Now that we're back in phase 2, with the women starting their phase 2 yesterday, just a quick reminder that the England Hockey League finals will take place here at Sugden Road over the May bank holiday weekend. Tickets are already on sale on the England Hockey website, so I'd encourage you to go and get your tickets and make your plans for that weekend of hockey. Be a great occasion down at Surbiton. You can come and see the new bar, which has its official opening next weekend. And we're underway for the second quarter. Deflected off an Oxted stick, so it's going to be a Surbiton sideline. Ball back in play quickly. Max Anderson trying to get his head up, looking to connect. Tommy Austin just knocking the ball back, which wasn't the actual free hit. Barry Middleton receives the aerial there. That's it.
So you want another beer? Can I get you a beer?
So Surbiton have been looking dangerous from these penalty corners. Just before the end of the first quarter, Nick Banderak picked up a rebound and got Surbiton's second goal. So it's back to Will Calnan to inject. Luke Taylor and Stu Rushmere at the top of the circle. Comes out for Taylor. Looked like the flick there was dangerous. The defender had got out quickly. So they'll be keen to try and retain possession for a little while, put Surbiton under a little bit of pressure. Tommy Austin in those screens, just retaining possession. Good 1-2 there between Park and Austin. All coming across the circle. I think in looking to take evasive action there, Nick White missed that. He was looking initially to get the penalty corner, but realised it had come off a Surbiton player. Good tracking back there by Tommy Austin. Stewie Rushmere showing great skill. Keep the ball going forward. Max Anderson with space. Clean pick there by Connor Williamson from Tom Finnegan's aerial. There's Barry Middleton. Ball, looking to flick the ball in the air to the back post, where Jake Payton was coming in. Good advantage played there by the umpire. Nearly led to a goal scoring opportunity for Surbiton. Surbiton just looking to move those Oxted defenders who are sat in a low block. Another good save by the Oxted keeper there from that backhand shot. Charlie Axford using his skill to bring the ball away. Aerial by Tom Finnegan looking for number 23, Jarvis. Just unable to connect. David Goodfield using his skill, but just unable to find a colleague there. Surbiton are on the retreat. Oxted play the ball forward nicely, get the return. Good attack. Good play by Oxted. Good drive by Stewie Rushmere. Long corner, taken quickly. good work there by Surbiton in that last third to create an opening, create a chance. Just unable to convert it on that occasion. Just 9 minutes to go in this first half. Still Surbiton 2, Oxted 1. Needed to be a clean tackle there by Oxted, not to give the foul away. Callum Douglas just letting the ball run over the baseline. Johnny Gall to restart, gets the ball forward early. With just a couple of passes, Surbiton have got the ball in the Oxted defensive third again. Nick Banderak just looking to apply a touch to get it round the keeper. Connor Williamson eliminates his man, drives into the circle, looks to connect, gets his feet round. Again, good defending by Oxted. Oxted enjoying a little bit of possession. Surbiton with the ball back in play quickly, so there's no time for Oxted to rest. Park cropping up on that left-hand side. Tim Nurse over on the right now. Rushmere with the aerial ball to Banderak. David Goodfield, who was trying to get himself onto that far post. And the accurate aerial there found Tim Nurse, who laid the ball across the circle, just nobody there to finish it off. Harry Middleton dropping into the back line for a moment. It's gone out off the Surbiton attacker, so it'll be an Oxted hitter. So just over 4 minutes to go in this first half. Surbiton 2, Oxted 1. players looking to find space. Good ball in there by Tom Finnegan. Manages to get the deflection onto a foot. So first penalty corner of the afternoon for Oxted. And the equaliser there from Guys Brown. Makes the score Surbiton 2, Oxted 2. Surbiton restart with a long corner. Owen Williamson, having found himself down the field, could be out of position here. The defenders keeping their eye on the ball there and not panicking. We're into the last 2 minutes of this first half. Score tied at 2-2. Surbiton probably with most of the play, but Oxted have defended well, particularly in goal, made some good saves at crucial times, and they've taken their chances. Good penalty corner routine and a good goal from Charlie Axford. Looking to have one last attack. And there we have it, the end of the first half here at Sugden Road. Ends with a score Surbiton 2, Oxted 2. Surbiton starting strongly, And I think Oxted will be happy with the way that they've played in that first half, particularly coming off the back of 7 or 8 defeats recently, and a heavy defeat to Wimbledon on Thursday night where they lost 6-1. We'll see you back here for the second half shortly. So welcome back for the second half of this game. Surbiton 2, Oxted 2. Just finishing off the watering of the pitch at half-time. For those of you that were with us in the weren't with us in the first half, Surbiton started strongly and took the lead after about 5 minutes. Oxted came back into the game through a Charlie Axford goal before Surbiton restored their lead just towards the end of the first quarter with a penalty corner goal from Nick Banderak, originally saved by Max Christopher in the Oxted goal, but the rebound came to Banderak, who slotted it into the bottom left-hand corner. And then just before half-time, Oxted equalised from a penalty corner of their own. We're about to restart, but the water cannon's just finishing off watering the ball that's waiting there on the halfway line. And although it's a spring day, I don't think it's quite warm enough to have a shower just yet. So, Oxted to get us underway. Gone a little bit too early there. Umpire Nick White just resuming his position, checking his watch. And there we go. David Goodfield winning the free hit. Stu Rushmere getting the ball underway early. Out to Nick Nurse on that far side. Looking to feed the ball into the circle, but it's deflected off the Surbiton long corner. Sure, Surbiton will be looking to impose themselves at the start of the second half. Goodfield running with the ball. Good pick by the Oxted defender. Tim Nurse driving into the circle. Finnegan to Axford. Tim Nurse driving at Lewis Wiltshire. Now they've got the ball into the circle, looking to make a connection. And it's a penalty stroke. It's going to be Nick Banderak to take the penalty stroke, given for the deliberate foul in the circle. Max Christopher in goal for Oxted. Banderak already with 1 goal today. And he pushes it wide of that right post. Sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, but pushed it wide. The score remains at 2-2. Oxford win the penalty corner. Owen Williamson and Guys Brown coming up successful with their last penalty corner, Oxford, to tie the game at 2-2. Tom Finnegan just going off to look for a ball there. Surbiton organising their defence. Big opportunity here for Oxford. Another penalty corner. Surbiton missing the penalty stroke at one end, and Oxford now with a chance for a penalty corner. David Goodfield just getting his PCD kit sorted. He'll be the #1 runner. Along with Tim Nurse. All turned around off that right-hand post by Owen Williamson. Sorry, by Connor Williamson. Owen obviously on the ball now for Oxford. Ball forward there to Charlie Axford. Wins it back. Got a chance now. Great opportunity. Good save by Callum Douglas. Great skill there by Charlie Axford on that left-hand side. He's got caught there. Try and run it off. Gets the ball back. Oxford creating opportunities here and got themselves another penalty corner. Surbiton with some more defending to do. A little bit too easy on that occasion to get the ball into the circle and get the deflection across. A rotation of some of the Surbiton defenders this time. Barry Middleton on one post. It looks like Nick Park is ready to run one. high. Nick Park out quickly, putting the hit under pressure. Nick White just making sure that the hit is taken from the right place. I think Barry Middleton saying, you know, why wasn't the umpire proactive there in the positioning? Will Calnan on the ball. A number of these Surbiton players have been involved in the World Cup qualifiers recently. Very successful trip for England out in Egypt, qualifying for those World Cup finals. Also the Welsh team who went out to Chile and qualified themselves for the World Cup. Well read there by Johnny Gall. Driving along the baseline there. Superb tackle. And then the ball knocked out of play by Surbiton. Ends up with the it to Oxted. Rushmere forward to Calnan, just couldn't. Middleton cross, but just Tommy Austin unable to get the finishing touch on that. Taken there by Nick Nurse, picking up that aerial very confidently. Just drops the ball back. Jake Payton getting the reverse shot away, but saved again by Max Christopher in the Oxted goal. Staying calm in that bottom corner, not wanting to give the free hit away. Oh, one there by Stewie Rushmere. Yeah, there's definitely a penalty corner there. Barry Middleton came in. Oxted get themselves ready. Connor Williamson comes on with the instructions for the routine. going to be Max Anderson to inject this time. We've got Rushmere and Williamson at the top of the circle. So Rushmere with the bunt flick and the deflection restores that 3-2 lead to Surbiton. Good variation, a good routine there from Surbiton. Ball back in play. Got about 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Important now that Oxford stay tight. Really good early ball forward there by Finnegan. The shot from Nick Banderak just flashing wide of the goal. I think it took someone's pint. Good skill there by Connor Williamson, but pick in the middle of the pitch from Oxford gets them back into possession. Crucial challenge there by Tom Finnegan as Jake Payton was looking to pick that ball up. Rushmere driving into the circle, just getting his head up, makes the connection. Banderak slots that into the bottom corner. Gives Surbiton a little bit of breathing space there at 4-2. Suddenly there's a few gaps appearing in the Oxted defence. Clinical finish there from a really good drive forward by Surbiton, finding Banderak in the circle. Only about 20 seconds to go now. Surbiton looking forward again. That time the pass from Nick Nurse is picked out. Maybe one last chance here for Surbiton. Good defending again from Oxted. Will Calnan driving the ball forward. James Gall gets the ball going early. Chance for Oxted now to clear their lines. There's the long aerial. James Gall just taking the ball on the move, moving the ball into space. Must be pretty close to the end of this quarter now. David Goodfield just unable to get the return pass back to Connor Williamson. There we go. It's the end of the third quarter. 2 goals in that quarter from Surbiton, extend their lead to 4-2. So it's been a double-header weekend down here at Surbiton. We've still got 1 game to go this afternoon. The women's ones will be playing Reading. That game starts at 4:30. Those of you that enjoy your hockey, remember that the England Hockey League finals will be returning to Sugden Road here at Surbiton Hockey Club. That's over the May bank holiday weekend, so the first weekend in May. Those England hockey finals will be here over the Saturday and Sunday. Tickets are on sale via the England Hockey website. So look to get yourselves organised, get your tickets and come down and enjoy some great Premier hockey down here. The top 4 and the men and the top 4 women's teams will all be competing over the 2 days. Surbiton have already secured their place in Europe for next season. Yesterday's win 4-1 at Hampstead and Westminster means that they have a perfect record of winning all 13 of their games so far. So the 39 points, the points difference means that they can't be caught. So at the end of phase 2 they will be the league winners. And of course they then take that second spot at the England hockey, Euro hockey tournament in 2027. But I'm sure they'll want to keep their record going. You remember last year the Old Georgians only lost 1 game throughout their whole season. That was that Premiership final up at Beeston, where they lost 2-1 to Surbiton. Both Georgians and Surbiton will be playing in a couple of weeks' time at the Euro hockey finals. Old Georgians will play Gantois and Surbiton will be playing Club de Campo. Peyton looking to connect again in the circle. Number 28, Rory Wallace on the ball there. He's the younger brother of Zach Wallace, who's the England and GB captain. Talking of brothers, there's Owen Williamson on the ball. His brother Connor Williamson's in the Surbiton side. Bit of family rivalry there. Great tackle there by Barry Middleton. Max Anderson just unable to keep the ball moving forward. Luke Taylor tidies up at the back. Good to see Luke back in the first team. Didn't participate at all in the first phase up to Christmas. Got himself back fit, and he's been playing some of the games in the second 11. Tommy Austin to James Gall. Tim Nurse to Connor Williamson. Good touch there at the top of the circle. Wins a penalty corner for Oxted. An opportunity to get themselves back into this game. They've looked quite dangerous from their penalty corners so far. Tim Nurse just disappearing off towards the side of the pitch where his penalty corner kit had been discarded after the previous defensive effort. So Williamson and Guys Brown at the top of the circle. Numbers 4 and 33 for Oxted. There's the injection. I think that one caught Nick Park. Some good fast interchange there. Surbiton drive the ball into the circle. Great touch, defensive touch from Oxted. Clear the ball away. Page on the ball. Nurse kept his eye on the ball. Still carries forward into the circle. Reverse shot. Looking for a deflection. Nick Nurse, another of those players who didn't participate in phase one. Got himself fit and well and back into the team. It's important for Surbiton that they keep the momentum going here. Looking to build over the next week or so. Looking to build over the next week or so before that game in Europe. At the moment, Surbiton dominating the ball. Nick Nurse with space. Can he connect? So the ball's been given for a deflection. Umpire's looking to confer. I think Nick White said there's nothing he can add to that. So the penalty corner stands. So Will Calnan to inject. You've got Connor Williamson, number 27, and Nick Banderak, number 23. Nick Banderak just tying his shoelaces. So Calnan to inject. There's going to be another routine or a straight strike. Really good interplay there. That's the goal's not being given. Will Calnan looking to win the ball there. Surbiton going again. 6.5 minutes to go. Goodfield carrying the ball forward strongly. Superb skill. It's excellent play from Surbiton's number 19, David Goodfield. Surbiton win themselves another penalty corner. A chance to notch that goal that was just chalked off. So a change in personnel at the top of the circle. It'll still be Will Calnan to inject. But we've now got Nick Banderak on the first castle and Stu Rushmere on the second castle. Owen Williamson just delaying getting back into the goal. And Tom Finnegan breaking early, which means Oxted will lose one defender. There should be a little bit more space now for the Surbiton penalty corner routine. Banderak. and dragged very slowly into the bottom right-hand corner. Lots of deception there. And we can add that 5th goal on. So Surbiton 5, Oxted 2. Opportunity for lots of changes. Lots of rolling subs coming on for both sides at that point. 4.5 minutes of the game remaining. Surbiton look like they're going to achieve their 14th consecutive win. Just the foot there of the Oxford player as he looked to control the ball. Park takes the ball on the sideline. Banderak just leading off his defender there, but unable to make contact with his shot. Rory Wallace there in the circle, winning the penalty corner for Oxted. So we come up to 2 minutes to go. Guys Brown. So it's going to be a long corner to Oxted. Looking to get the ball in play quickly. Stick block there. Banderak carrying strongly, moves the ball out to Stu Rushmere on the right-hand side. Good pick by Lewis Wiltshire. Josh Nurse. Good little interplay there by Oxted. Get the ball into the circle. Reverse shot saved by Callum Douglas, picked up over on the right-hand side. Surbiton look to go again. Middleton linking to Park. Ball finds Max Anderson in space. First touch just didn't give him the chance to get his shot away. Ball in from James Gall. Now we have the final whistle blown. Surbiton with an opportunity on this last penalty corner to get their 6th goal of the afternoon. Oxted with just a little bit more defending to do. Max Anderson moves over to inject the ball. All the Surbiton players come up inside the 23. Keep the ball in that area in the circle. 4 Oxted defenders and the goalkeeper line up. Nick White helps his colleague there to determine that that's a re-award, the penalty corner. Max Anderson just hovering for a call. So Luke Taylor at the top of the circle, number 3. Stopped by Jamagall. Another re-award. So we'll have our 3rd penalty corner. Tom Finnegan getting out very, very quickly from the back line for Oxted. Some good running there. So will there be any variation? Will it be the same again? Well shepherded out by Guys Brown. And that'll be the end of the game. Surbiton run out 5-2 winners to extend their unbeaten record. 14 games, 14 wins. That'll put them on 42 points at the top of the men's Premier Division, top 6.